Today we're going to be taking a look at a very OP strength and faith build for NG+. We are going to be focusing on level 150, dealing the highest strength and faith damage. We're going to be melting away bosses and foes with damage over time, light enough to get out of trouble, and with great poise to withstand any hits in combination with incantations to make this build very potent. I'll also show you guys the different type of attributes and talismans and whatever you guys need to put in this build to make it very OP. Now, if you like how that sounds, a like is much appreciated. Also, guys, don't forget to hit that subscription button because we have a lot more Elden Ring builds coming up for you guys. Strength, faith, dexterity, whatever you guys want, we'll be bringing that to you guys. So make sure you hit that subscription button and expect those notifications to come through your inbox. Also, I just want to take an extra time just to say thank you for all of those that have hit the thanks button, which is on the bottom right corner of this video, and also for those that also joined the Bolt Nation. We appreciate that so much because you guys go the extra miles. So now let's dive into this video. We are going to be focusing on one weapon in particular. This is going to be the Maliketh Black Blade. This one you guys are able to acquire once you turn in the Black Blade of Remembrance. You go to the finger later, which is in the round table, turn it in, and then you guys will be able to get this weapon. Now, this weapon, it's very special. If you guys don't have the weapon, trust me, you guys will love it once you get it. Now, if you do have it, now let's try to make this very potent, and let me help you guys out on what exactly you need to do to be able to deal over 1200 damage just per hit. Now, the Maliketh Black Blade, fully leveled up, has a physical damage of 311 with also deals a 200 plus of holy damage. Now, so you guys see the attributes required are 34 for strength and faith are going to be 20. Now, the great thing about this weapon is that it does scale better with faith. And later on in the video, I'm going to be showing you guys the different type of character status that you guys need to use. Also, the different type of talisman to have great poise to deal the max holy faith damage that you guys can, along with strength. The unique skill of this weapon is Destined Death. Why is it so special? Because in addition to dealing immediate damage, this attack reduces the enemy's maximum HP and continues to wear it down for a short time. That short time is going to be between 5 and 10 seconds. After you guys use the special skill within this weapon, is going to eat up the enemy's HP a little bit at a time for a short period of time. Now, what else can we do in regards to this weapon to make it even better? Now, we have a couple of things here. One of the things that I would probably recommend is to using the Veteran's Helm. This one here not only does have a great poise, but it is also one of the lightest heavy tank armors that you guys can get now in Elden Ring. This one is a must-have. On top of this, I'm going to be using one different thing in regards to the armor itself, and it's going to be the Raptor's Black Feather. The reason why we're going to be using this is because we want to deal more jump attacks, and with this Raptor's Black Feather, we're going to be dealing a 10 additional percent to any foe when we do jump attacks. Why jump attacks with this weapon? Have in mind that colossal weapons, especially this one, which is a colossal sword, deals a tremendous amount of damage when you guys do a light and heavy jump attack. So that is why we're going to be taking advantage of this weapon's unique light and hit attack. And then on top of this, we're going to be using the rest of the veterans armor, which is the gauntlets and the greaves themselves. Okay, now that we are at level 150, that means that our attributes, we need to really spread them out a bit to be able to wield the different weapons and the armor, and on top of this, use the different skills that is within the weapon. And we are going to be taking advantage of one single particular talisman, which is the Dragon Crest Great Shield Talisman. because what happens with this weapon and the unique skill, as you guys see this, it takes some time, and the longer you guys hold it, the more damage is going to deal. And on top of that, you guys are going to be vulnerable. So we need to make sure that we have enough defense within our armor. And that is why we're going to be using the Dragon Crest Great Shield Talisman, because it's going to boost your physical damage negation by 20%. Pull up your map, and this one is going to be located way up here to the Halleck tree. And you guys are going to go from the drainage channel, go out, and you guys are going to go through a tree branch, climb up, and it's going to be around this section where I'm marking it. And you're going to jump from the rooftop and be able to get this talisman. Now, the next talisman is a good option to use. This one, the Earth Tree's Favor +2, is going to raise your maximum HP, stamina, and equip load at the same time. And since we are at level 150, we don't have enough points within our characters to be able to go beyond that. But the great thing about being at level 150, that as the more you guys level up in regards to your playthrough, you guys are going to become even stronger. The main thing is here to always level up strength and faith together to be able to maximize the power and the potential of the potency of this weapon, which is something you guys are going to be loving, because we are going to be dealing a lot of damage. And since we are using holy damage, we are going to be taking advantage of the Sacred Scorpion Charm. This one here is going to raise holy attacks by 12%, but it does give us a lower damage negation by 10%. But the great thing about it is that we are using the Dragon Crest Great Shield, which is going to help us with that defense and with also that 10% lower damage negation that the Sacred Scorpion does. But we are, in return, we're going to be dealing more holy damage, which is something more of a priority here in regards to this build, because the weapon does scale very nicely with faith. Now, the last talisman is going to be Shard of Alexander, and after this, I'll give you guys other options that you may be able to want to take advantage of. First, the Shard of Alexander is going to boost your attack power of skill by 15%. So must take advantage of that, because the weapon skill within this one is something that you guys are going to be enjoying a lot. Now, what can we change in regards to this build? What I will do is 2 changes. One, I will change the Earth 3 Favor +2. If you guys don't have this, then you guys can always use the Earth 3 Favor +1, or you guys can use the Gray Jars of Arsenal. Now, this one's going to vastly raises maximum equip load, which is going to help you. So you're going to go from 82 to about 98, and we're talking about 16 different points. That is a lot in a build, and might be even help you out to be able to use other talismans. Now, if you guys don't have the Dragon Crest Great Shield, because this is more of a talisman that you will be able to get as you level up through the story, you may want to get the following talisman, which is going to be none other than the Bull Goat's Talisman. This one here, it does raise your poise, which is a good thing. And as you see, you're going to go from 47. In this point, I'm going to go to 63. So that is 15 additional points that is going to give me to my poise. Now, if you guys don't know where exactly to get this, pull up your map and you are going to go all the way down here. And the great thing about this is it is almost towards the beginning, and you're going to go through the Dragon Barrel Cave. Go through the whole entire cave, and then you guys will be able to acquire that talisman. Now, how do we use this build? So first thing we're going to be focusing is on the weapon itself. Since we have the Raptor's Feathers, we are going to be doing jump attacks. We got the light attack and we got the heavy attack. Now, best thing to do here is just to focus more on the light attacks, because you guys are able to roll back from it a lot faster than what you would be able to do with a hard attack, and you'll be less vulnerable for any hits that may come towards you. Now, if you use the Destined Death skill that is within this weapon, do have in mind that this one, it takes a little bit to be able to take effect, but once it does, you guys are able to see the AoE on it. It's just ridiculous what the amount of damage that is able to do. And that is why I love this weapon, because you guys are able to do a lot of damage, not just to one single particular foe, but if you guys have a bunch of them surrounding you, you guys are able to take him down by just using this special skill, which is why I love this so much. We're also going to be pairing this up with the Black Blade incantation, one of my favorite incantations to use for several reasons. One, it does have a long range, so you guys could be very, very far away and you're still going to be able to do damage to the foe that is right in front of you. And if you guys see that, I am very, very far and I'm still being able to bring down half of his health. And the other best thing about it is that this incantation, also like the unique skill that is within the weapon, it does damage over time. So it's going to be deleting the enemy's HP a little bit at a time for about 5 to 10 seconds. So that is why it's one of the best incantations that you guys could probably use in the game itself. So using both the incantation and the unique skill of the weapon itself and the strong and light attacks of the weapon, you guys could use the incantation when you guys want to drain the HP from far away from any boss or any enemy. And then once they get close to you, you guys are able to use the unique skill, time it very well, and then you guys will be able to do a lot of damage. Now, let me show you the different other type of incantations and also what flask are we going to be using in our Wondrous Physics. Now, in our Wondrous Physics, we are going to be using the following, which is going to be the Holy Shrouding Crack Tier. This is going to boost our holy attack by an additional 10 points, which is going to be lasting for 3 minutes, giving us that power and that increase that is in that weapon. Right now it's at 891, but once we do this, I'll show you guys the whole entire sequence and you'll see we're going to go from 891 and then you're going to see where we're going to be stopping at. Next, we're going to be use the Storm Barb Crack Tier. This one is one of my favorite tiers to use because when you guys are dealing consecutive attacks and hits on foes or on enemies or on bosses, well, you guys are able to break their stance easier. And at the same time, then once they go down, you guys are able to use the special skill that is within this weapon. Now, the other incantations that we're going to be using are Flame Grant Me Some Strength. That is going to raise our physical attack power, and then we are also going to be using Golden Bow, which is also going to be raising our attack. And as I showed you guys, we're going to go from 891 and I'm going to show you guys really quick. With all of our buffs, we are going to be raising this build to another level. And then on top of that, I'm going to show you guys with the NG plus how much more damage we're going to be doing. So right now we are at 1230. We are going to be dealing so much holy strength damage. Also on top of that, it's going to be, of course, faith and strength. So we are going to be dealing a lot of damage per hit on our opponent or on our bosses or foes in the game itself. Now, if we go into NG+, we're going to be taking advantage of the Gothric Great Rune, which is going to raise all the different attributes by 5 points. Overall, it's going to make us lighter, it's going to make us stronger, and also the weapon itself is going to be raised to another level. So as you see, the attack power on the weapon itself is 891, so we're going to be using the Gothric Great Rune, and we are going to be able to see that we're going to go from 891, and now we're going to be hitting at 924. We're going to be dealing more damage, and if we go through our entire sequence of buffs, we are going to be able to see how much more damage we're going to be able to do. So if we go through our different buffs, we're going to be hitting at 1275 just with the weapon itself. And final thoughts about this build is the weapon itself is very strong. Once you guys acquire it, try to use the different types of talismans that I'm providing you guys with. Best thing to use this build is from far away with the incantation, the Black Blade incantation, that also goes well with the unique skill that is within the weapon, because both will drain the HP for a few seconds, which is going to help you bring down the HP from bosses from 10 to 20% in a fight. That is going to be very helpful. time it well with the incantations from far away, and once you get really close to them, use the skill that is within the weapon, and with the AoE is going to be dealing a lot of damage, especially if the boss is really big. You guys are going to be destroying them very fast. Just make sure you guys keep your FP always high, because this weapon does consume a lot of SP. Now, if you guys made it this far, don't forget to hit the like button. It's much appreciated. And also, if you guys are new to the channel and this is your first time or even your second time, and you still are thinking about hitting that subscription button, why not hit it, guys? We got more Elden Ring guys builds coming for you guys, and also more Hogwarts Legacy for your inbox. So make sure you expect that in your inbox. Also, take a look at this new build that's showing up here. I'm sure you guys are going to love it if you guys are into builds.